Dr. Guleria, let me begin with you. You were here you've been regularly speaking on our shows where you're saying, take the vaccine. If there'll be a better vaccine tomorrow, go get that jab as well. But right now, what will protect you is the vaccine. So are you not worried that the process of this vaccine reaching people is slow?
So we need to really increase the pace as far as vaccination is concerned. I think the first part of the vaccine trial was trying to see that it's doable and that it's can be rolled out, and building confidence among people that it's safe, considering the fact that many people have now taken the second dose. But I do agree that now we need to move to a pace where we can really increase the number of people who can be vaccinated by increasing the vaccination sites and being able to see how we can develop a good public-private partnership in terms of vaccination. This is already being done. Many private hospitals have already been enrolled into the vaccination drive. But I think we need to go into the next phase, which is the challenging phase, and that needs to be worked out, of the 27 crore individuals who are over the age of 50 who need to be vaccinated. This is a huge task because the number of doses that we need are going to be huge, and it's going to require a really mammoth arrangement, which is what is being done. And I am very confident that hopefully in the next few days, we should be able to roll that out and be able to start really increasing the number of people that we start vaccinating.
But Dr. Guleria, do you think that we wasted crucial time? I mean, yes, there has to be a technological backbone with the COVID app, which has to be foolproof, and we'll eventually get there. But the point is, India has vaccinated people much before apps existed, much before internet existed. So, see, the virus is not going to wait. App can continue to get developed. Do you think that the process could have been expedited?
So there are very many issues in this. First of all, this is a vaccine which needs 2 doses, and therefore it needs to be done in an equitable manner so that everyone gets the 2 doses, and it's not that one person gets 1 dose and then the second dose gets missed out. So that needs to be built in a mechanism, and that could have been done manually, but obviously considering the technological advantages, it's easier to do it using a technological backbone. Secondly, the most important thing is that unlike previous vaccines, we have to look at what is available and the demand. So the demand supply doesn't really go hand in hand. Currently, what we are seeing is the supply to some extent is limited, the demand is much more, and that is why prioritization has been done. If that was not the case, in case we had no issues as far as the supply was concerned and it matched the demand or it was more than the demand, then it could have been opened up and it could have been allowed to be available in let's say in pharmacies, or it could be brought off the shelf as for the influenza vaccine. Currently, we haven't reached the state because we are in a situation where the supply is less than the demand. I've just said that we will need, if we are going to vaccinate 30 crore individuals and they need 2 doses, we need 60 crore doses. That amount of doses is actually more than what currently would be available was being manufactured by many.
But right now, Dr. Guleria, what you seem to be mentioning right now and what is the reality right now on the ground are in sharp contrast, because you've got states like Tamil Nadu and Chhattisgarh who have cited vaccine wastage and they want the initiation of phase 3. Health Ministry data shows that Punjab had used only 20.5% of the Covishield supplied between 14th January and February 1, and Tamil Nadu only 16.42% between January 16 and February 9. So here is a case where, far from shortage, vaccine is being wasted.
Yes, so I think what we need to do is open it up in a manner that that it's not misused, it's not really sold in a black market and things like that. But we have to develop a strategy so that vaccine is not wasted, and those who really are willing or want to get the vaccine can really come up and take it. So a mechanism that you could, if you fit into the priority list, you could actually register yourself online, you get an appointment, and you can just come to the vaccination site and get vaccinated. That is a mechanism which I think is being developed, and like I said, hopefully it will get rolled out in the next few days so that more and more people get into the whole vaccine program. Because I do understand what you're saying. There are people who are wanting to get the vaccine but are not able to get it. And there are doctors who are hesitant to take the vaccine, although it is there for them. And this is creating a big discordance in terms of the doses available and the people coming
I mean,
forward.
the one positive over here, Dr. Mande, is that for all those who you and Dr. Guleria were trying to convince, and there was vaccine hesitancy, the vaccine, naysayers, all of them seem to say, well, now we trust the vaccine, give it to us, make it available. It's the other way around, within a month. So I would say this is a huge achievement, but now we need the vaccine. Dr. Mande, I want to ask you, from the vaccines point of view, vaccine development point of view, we know that there are these various mutations. Now in parts of Maharashtra, there are inborn mutations that are being spoken about that spread faster. Do you think that it becomes all the more important for at least those vaccines which government claims or scientists claim are effective on a cross section of the mutations to be available and data about them be made public? For instance, Bharat Biotech.
Yes, so I think from the science perspective, it's always a good idea to vaccinate as many people as quickly as possible, because that reduces the risk of transmissions, and every time you reduce the risk of transmission, it reduces the risk of accumulating mutations. And therefore it's important all over the world, not only in India, to have as many people vaccinated as possible so that we don't allow the virus to mutate as it has been doing. Now, having said that, there are different vaccines that are actually being given, and in India actually we have two very different strategies. One is the adenovirus and spike protein base, that is the Serum Institute, and the Bharat Biotech, which is the heat-killed virus. Both of them actually, we hope, would be as effective on the mutants as what we expect them to be. I mean, there is no reason to believe at this moment that the vaccines are not effective against the mutants.